Okay. Thank you for having me here. Good afternoon. I'm René Spitz, and hopefully you will not be disappointed because I have so many words, so many terms, clever terms that I thought I would bring into my presentation. And now everything that you will hear is a kind of remix, what we have already heard. So this is why I skipped my text, my manuscript. And in fact, I came here to ask you for your help. I wanted to learn from you, so hopefully you are not too disappointed if you thought you came to learn from me. No, it's the other way around. I want to learn from you, and maybe you already take up your smartphone, maybe one or two times. There will be a good opportunity. I will give you an advice to take a picture, and I will tell you later why. Education. I'm truly convinced that education is key. Education is important. Education opens the door to a better future, to a better development. And without education, with a wrong education, these doors will close. We need education if we want to transform the world we have into the world we want to have. And I'm truly convinced that design is key, that design is crucial. The design opens the door to a better world, to the development, to the world we want to have, and not to the one that we have. And furthermore, maybe stronger than education, design also shapes the doors and the floors and the streets and the spaces. And furthermore, stronger than education, I'm truly convinced design shapes our attitudes, our mindset, our objectives, our lifestyle. And if we want to transform the world we have into the world we want to have, design is important. So this is why we were really, really excited when we got the opportunity to design education. Wow, fantastic. No, I see some of you nodding. Yeah, design education. Whoa, 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 Bauhaus. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable because this is not what I want to talk. Before we start design and education, I want to give a second thought to the topic of education. And it's exactly 50 years ago that the Club of Rome, an elitist club, yes, published its now famous textbook, its report on the limits to growth. Okay. And one of the key arguments of this text was that education is key. We need education in order to understand that we need to change our behavior if we want to transform the world from the world we have to a sustainable world. So yes, limits to growth opened the door towards a sustainable development, but we needed 50 years to understand this. Okay, what does this say about our education? When we look at design, what comes to our mind usually is an image like this. So we have a lot of tools, I've heard the term of artifacts, things, and we have them in overview. We can see them all, and we can build structures, we can puzzle them, we can sort them out. So this is the idea of design. And in fact, this is an illusion. This is an image of the old reality, just what we heard from Ezio already and from Anna also, what we have already heard. This is the history, but still this image is very strong. This is connected to design. Our world has changed. Our world is complex, again, a term we have heard oftentimes, because we need to deal with contradictions. We need to stand uncertainties. We need to not to be overwhelmed by the fact that there are too many informations we can never gather, and we can never not only gather these informations, it will not help us to make the right decision. Why is that so? Because at the same time, when the Club of Rome developed this idea of limits to growth, the Ulm School of Design developed the idea of the so-called wicked problem. So a problem that is not lame, that is not simple, that is not fixed, but this is moving dynamically, fast, unexpected. And not only that, but we are not observing the problem from outside, but we are part of the problem. Well, pandemic is a perfect example for a wicked problem. Or social media, perfect example. Mass tourism, mass consumption, and so on. So modern world is a world of wicked problems. And the simple answers don't help, because we saw the simple solutions are not solutions, they are problems. Each and every more thing is a problem, not a solution. And the simple answers are only leading to hate and destruction. Simple answers are not a solution, they are a problem. And to understand this, we need education. So when we got this opportunity to design education, design a new institution for design education, we said, oh, wonderful. We were tempted to do it from our perspective, because honestly, we know everything. We are experts, right? So we can do this. But we didn't do this. We said, no, this is only our view. This is our old view from our old reality, our old images, depending from our own experiences. This is not what is really needed. So we did research. Yeah. One more terms we heard so often today. We did research, we talked with hundreds, and we worked together with hundreds of people all over the world. And we went there. It was not remote, no. We went there, physical presence, to see how they really behave in their natural habit, to really learn from them. And the outcome of the research, of this research, has been published, as we heard last year, as a so-called white book. And yes, you can download it for free. You don't have to buy it. By the way, the print is out of run, but you can download it for free. So if you want, I can give you at the end an opportunity for the download link. Yeah. And what's the outcome? 270 pages. Please read it on your own, so you can make up your own opinion. First of all, the situation is a catastrophe, because what is needed in design education is not what is done in design education. Second, so we need a radical new approach. Second outcome, the circumstances, the environment, the reality is changing so fast, so dramatically fast, dynamic changing. We have to move fast as well in design education, so we need to do it now. And third, there's really no initiative seen worldwide that is only focusing on this topic with all its energy. And honestly, this is the wrong approach. This is, again, the approach of the industrial age, producing one solution which will be multiplicated all over the world, replicated as a mass production. No, we need together, we need to share our insights, our experiences, and the solution must be adopted according to the specific context we have everywhere. So, we need a kind of new education, and we gathered from all the things we heard, all the things we learned, we condensed them to 8 major topics. You could call them topics or areas or pillars that are necessary for the design education. And these are if you want, you can take the picture right now. These are the major topics. Everyone in the world said, we need this as a core for design education. And you see, aesthetics is a part of it, still, but only is 1 of 8. So only 15% of the time, 15% of the energy is on aesthetics. And there was one more thing, which was even more, maybe even more interesting. It was what we call personal development. So topics of personal development had been said to be even more important. These are what we call the 8 pillars, maybe 8 areas, and the personal topics of personal development are what we need to work together in transdisciplinary, cross-disciplinary teams, in intercultural teams, what is needed in each and every industry, in each and every branch, not only in design, but we need this in design as well, and we don't have it. So if you want, you can take them. We condensed them, these again. Oh, no, sorry. This is the second picture. I will show you the next picture. Next picture, take a picture. We condensed them again. So we have maybe 3 main areas. So this learning and teaching sciences doesn't take place in education, design education. What we call upskilling, show you next slide, and public value. Okay, what is meant with upskilling? What is meant with public value? With upskilling are these topics, 10 topics of personal development meant, and this might not be surprising. The World Economic Forum, Davos, not to be usual suspect if it comes to design. They published a report in 2020 about what is needed for jobs, for the worldwide job industry, and said these are the 10 core topics. They call it upskilling, what you really need to work together in each and every industry beyond your functional expertise. So I don't know if this microphone is somehow moving. Yeah, it's a wandering microphone. Yeah. And what is meant with public value? Public value is a concept that is a little bit larger than only sustainability. Of course, it covers sustainability, it's a part of it, and it's orientated at this 5 fundamental human needs that need to be fulfilled for a better life. Okay, so this is our result, one chart. This is our new design education. Okay, I see nobody's cheering. This doesn't look too radical, honestly. Whoa, I'm not sure. Believe me, it is. It is radical. And I will give you maybe some hits for this. We said, okay, now let's transform this. Transform this. How do we transform this old traditional design education to this new design education? This is our moonshot thinking image. Yeah? How do we get there? And again, we could say, we do this because we are so experienced in this. We do this. No, again, we started with research, and this is what we started last week. We started last week in Munich at the Design Museum, die Neue Sammlung, with a new research program for next 3 years. And this is what we will do. We will research, and again, we will gather all the insights, and we will share them and publish them for free. We want to learn from you and from the rest of the world, how do you do this? For example, there was Gareth Loudon. Gareth Loudon is professor at the RCA in London and at the same time at the Imperial College. And his topic is innovation in the design context. And we asked him, Gareth, okay, help us. How do you teach innovation? He said, well, innovation, you need a space, an environment of trust. You need respect. You need empathy. You need emotional intelligence. You need a little bit rebellion. Maybe it's a little bit of anarchy. Yes. Okay. Gareth, one more question. How do you teach trust? How do you learn trust? How do you learn emotional intelligence? And what's the assignment? If it comes to educational system bureaucracy, what's the assignment? Is it a written test? Is it an exam? Is it a presentation? At the end, hey, you get 7 points in trust, 3 points in rebellion, I'm sorry, but 9 points in emotional intelligence. Well, and this is why we call you for help. Let us know, how do you teach, how do you learn? Trust, empathy, emotional intelligence, and so on. These, what we call upskilling topics. How do you teach them and or how do you learn them? Please let us know, because we have to change educational systems and we have to do it now, and ideally we do it together. So please send me your information, get into contact with me, get into contact with us, with the AF Design Foundation, because we have to start and we can do it, so let's do it together. And this is the link where you can find the download of the white book, and this is my mail address. So, second opportunity for taking a picture. Thank you very much.